Yeah. I promise I'm not talking to you, bro. I actually promise I'm not. Time to audio test because that matters when you're playing this game. Okay, I think I'm gonna use my other mic setting. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. Right there, is that good? Maybe? Feels okay. Okay. Now for mic, I believe did I just turn off noise suppression and I just kind of pray? I think that was the method. Let's see. Let's see what YouTube audio thinks about that. I think that was the method. Let's see. Let's see what YouTube audio thinks about that. Well, you know, there's that. Okay. I think it sounds okay. I guess. Hopefully, maybe. I think it's time. Make sure my favorite hack is on. Because I need a hack to play this game. Alright, we're good. 1 minute. Okay, it's crime time. Please, can I beat this level today? I'm so sick of Carnage mode. I've been playing this for so long, but also I just haven't been putting in the effort required to beat it. So that's kind of why, but you know. Okay, let's not. Wait, okay, no, I will spam checkpoints at this final part because it's impossible. But besides that, we're not spamming checkpoints, we're not spamming star positions. Turn the game down for myself. Boom. I don't trust myself to not die to that. Boom. I love doing that. Like normally I take so long to play from 0. I don't want to do that today, especially because with 0 practice this morning, I just got to like 53 or something. Like I literally played no practice, played from 0 for like literally 30 seconds and then got that round. So. Dude, if I die at the final ship again, somebody's getting hurt. I think I will hurt someone. I forgot about that though. I wonder if I should get another camera for a hand cam. I mean, I'm not beating anything hard enough for people to care right now anyway, but. Boom. 72, 100. Alright. Let's do like one break time round. Like normally the way I do shit is for the first like, until I'm at like 60-ish%, I try to get it to 100. And then I started doing it to where like at least getting somewhat relatively to the end. Like from like early checkpoints. Like I don't know, I practice a little too much sometimes. And I just get bored by the time I'm playing from 0, so I never end up actually doing anything, you know? shit was kind of tough, I'm not gonna lie. That shit was kind of tough. What the fuck? What was that in my finger? My nerves are just cooked. I think I'm slowly dying. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, sure, that's safe. That's like such a nothing checkpoint, I swear. This cube scares the fuck out of me, dude. Like, I don't like this cube. Alright, TS lucky top. Hola ho next. I'm kind of cooking right now. 35 to 100. Hello, Tomek. How you doing? Alright, let's make sure my hands aren't sweaty as shit. Nice little 35 to 100. I don't need to play from here. Yeah, it wasn't from 0. Sorry to disappoint. But it was from 35, so it's still a really good round, right? That because you're just hitting shit that you don't even know is there. Worst hitboxes ever. Dude, I can't wait to play a new level after this. The longer it takes me to like lock in to beat a level, the harder it gets because I just lose motivation. Like when it's fresh and new, I'm motivated to play it, but like I have not wanted to play this level because I got 98 and I just kind of started playing other stuff. And now I have no interest to come back because it's like, well, you already have 98. never die there. Oh, thank you for the follow, Blake. Appreciate that. And thank you for the follow. I'm gonna say that name wrong. Batress, something like that, something along those lines. All right, what was that? 30. It was 28 to like something. 28 to 90. Yeah, I low-key think today's the day. Now I just have to play the pre-drop for a second. I'm actually so beating this shit today. Hopefully, maybe, probably. Alright. This cube has no business beat. Like, this cube looks so easy, and I just died at like every single time. You did 86 to 100 on exasperation. Where exactly is 86? Because I literally can't do the end of the spam. Like, I need to learn how to alternate. I can't alternate. My CPS is just not high enough to do anything. I was playing a lot of exasperation not that long ago, though, because it's, like, kind of fun. The spider power? Oh, you did the entire spam. Nice. That's so impressive. I just can't do it. You're sick, you can't even play. Yeah, that's horrible. This is not a game you can play while sick. Like, it requires too much, like, I don't know, you just can't do it. It just sucks, I don't know. Alright, can I get 25 to 100 here? Or 21 to 100 this would be? Please don't die the last ship. Yo, true. I should look. You shot a fluke 1 to 100. That'd be fire, bro. 3% to 100 on Sonic Club stuff gameplay. 21 to 100. I wonder if that's my best run yet, besides 98%. Alright, now I gotta learn, well not learn, but get the drop in my muscle memory. I feel like I got it. Is this an insane demon? No, this is an extreme demon. It's, after this round I'll show you where it is. It's not a list demon, but it is 435. So it's harder than like most like low end, like it's harder than like stuff like Bloodbath and like it's harder than Phobos, it's harder than Sakup and Hell. It's hard, you know, but it's not that hard. It's just harder than like all of like the lower end extremes right now. I beat Heartbeat. Nice. Me too. That was my third extreme demon. So I beat Cataclysm like forever ago, and then I beat Deception Dive, and then I didn't have a PC after that, so I couldn't play for the longest time. And then when I got a PC very recently, I tried to beat Zodiac, and I have really good progress on Zodiac. I have it in 2 runs, and I have 60%, but I decided to take a break and beat some like lower end extremes. So yeah, that's why I'm playing this. So I went down and beat Heartbeat, Bloodbath, Sakup and Hell, Phobos, Blade of Justice. What else did I beat? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 2. Sure, dude. What? What else do I have? 8. What's the other blue level? That's like kind of like Blade of Justice. Betrayal of Fate. Bro, I hate Phobos. That might be my least favorite extreme demon today. As of right now, my least favorite extreme I've played is Phobos by a large margin. And Blade of Justice is my favorite. I love Blade of Justice, dude. It's so good. Rate your level. Gold. I should probably actually let me do it the smart way. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do now. Shade FR. Why is it 12 minutes long? No way. This is the one. Oh, that's kind of tough. I practice my gameplay. No, fuck that jump. Oh, that's so dizzying. That being blind is kind of annoying. How do you do this? Oh my god, it uses the new ship physics. Hell no. Jeez. Oh my god, wait, what the hell? W transition. I actually really fucked with that transition. Oh, that's tough. Really? Oh shit. Ooh, wait, this transition might be ass. Oh, no, never mind. You just gotta fly up. That's tough. Do I think that deco would be, like, worth rating? It wouldn't get rated. There's not really decoration. Like here, there is just default blacks. The gameplay is decent. I think it needs some tweaks, like, to be considered rate worthy. The difficulty is, like, kind of inconsistent. Like, there's a lot of clicks that are just kind of, like, really hard out of nowhere, but then a lot of it, like, this first cube is really not that bad. And then there's, like, some clicks in that first part that's pretty hard. So, I mean, if the decoration was a lot better, if you want, I could let you edit it. Oh yeah, at some point I could probably show you some things you do. I'm not. The thing is, I mean, I'm not. It's not like I really have any rated levels. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know as much. I know what I'm talking about as much as the next guy who just plays this game. So, but it's a really good start, I think. I do have Discord, yeah. All right, now I gotta lock in on beating this. Why does it do that, bro? Did you see how low it pushed me for no fucking reason? Why does that slope just decide, like, sometimes it's just gonna literally send me into the pits of hell. Oh no, somebody's vacuuming while I'm streaming. I bet that sounds so good right now. It's gonna be so great. That's the sound. That's amazing. I feel like whenever you're streaming, anything that can possibly make noise just like auto generates, like it just occurs. Like the tick rate at which certain loud things that happen when you're streaming, it just goes up. Like the speed of it, it just like as soon as you start streaming, it's like, alright bro, the vacuum tick rate turns up like 6 times. The odds of a vacuum starting while you're streaming is just way higher than when you're not. Same with like, I don't know, I don't live near a train, but somehow I'm going to be streaming and a train's going to start going by. Fluke it? It wouldn't really be a fluke. My best is 98. Look. So, it wouldn't really be much of a fluke. And I mean, it's a long level, so it's a level that I could just kind of like out of nowhere get to, get to 100. Like, no. But also, I mean, I did a lot of good runs today, so there's a pretty good chance I beat it today. I just haven't really been playing GD for the past couple months, so. Like, technically I started this level in April, but I just stopped playing. Should you attempt it? I don't know what's your hardest. Okay. Heartbeat? I would put a few in between this and Heartbeat. This is a pretty decent step up from Heartbeat, I'd say, so. I'd beat some things in between this and Heartbeat. I'd say I'd beat like maybe, I don't know how much you like laddering up to things, but this is a decent bit harder than Heartbeat. Dude, that's something I don't like about long levels is since it's more spread out, you just be dying at shit that you didn't even know existed. Like, what was that? I have no, my brain cannot piece together in time what just killed me. Alright, well yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. Playing GD, where'd it go? Are you in the stream, Danielle? Hello. Name I can't pronounce because I don't speak Russian, I'm assuming that is. I gotta stop looking at the Twitch chat while I'm in the middle of an attempt, because I saw that somebody joined. So I look over. Am I going through requests? Not really. I mean, maybe, but I'm just trying to beat this this level for the most part. Give my hand a break right quick. Right. Sound effects volume, what that means? What are you talking about? I still remember when Brandon Larkin beat this. I feel like that's the only reason whatsoever that I want to beat this is because I just remember that so fondly. Like, that, like, I don't know, that's one of my oldest, I mean, not one of my oldest memories, but, like, in terms of the I don't know, I just remember it fondly. That's all I can say. I think it was after, like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it was after a long hiatus, and he just comes back, and he beat it, and he was so hyped, because, I guess, it was a new hardest. I think his hardest at the time was Bloodbath. I get that, like, times have changed and it's been a decade, but it's still funny to me that at one point Bloodbath was considered like the human limit. But also at the same time, we have like crazy stuff now that we didn't have back then. Like high FPS monitors are pretty commonly like seen, like it's like a normal thing now. You know, people have actually like good stuff now. There's like better mods in the game for like convenience and stuff. You can see hitboxes. Like I mean, even when Kinos was verified, like the hitboxes in Kinos are so bad because like Mega Hack didn't exist yet. I actually play worse from zero because I'm so not locked in because this beginning is so boring. That's the thing about long levels is they're just boring. Like they're literally my bane because I can't, like I just can't. Especially because I'll just be looking at chat instead of like paying attention, so I'm never getting far. I mean I kind of am, but I've only been playing for not that long, and most of it's been from start position so far, so. Too high, I think. I love buffering like so unnecessarily. It's so fun buffering like 10 seconds before a click even happens just because you can. Hello. AQWY69. Are you serious? I look how you chuckled at 69. I mean, it's low-key a funny number, you know what I'm saying? Why am I coughing? I'm coughing on air. I just choked on air. Hey, can I beat this up low? I hate this level. I think a Thanatos is next on my ladder. My goal was to beat Zodiac by the end of the year, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to come back to it like that quickly, because it's not like if I kept playing, I would be so much farther in my ladder. I probably would have beaten like. I wonder if I would have. I feel like I would be creeping up on the list. Like I think I'd be within the top 200 maybe by now, or at least close. There's a lot of levels I'm excited to play just out of like their iconicism, you know what I mean? Like even if the gameplay, like I've seen the gameplay, or I've done practice runs of Black Blizzard, and it just seems so like annoying to play. But just because it's iconic, I want to be able to say like I beat Black Blizzard, you know what I mean? It was the same thing with Bloodbath. Like I don't really have any strong feelings towards the level. I didn't really enjoy it or not enjoy it. It just kind of existed, but it's like it's Bloodbath, you know what I mean? You gotta beat Bloodbath. So how do you choke on air? Man, I make shit happen every day that motherfuckers couldn't even dream of. That's just how it is. Damn, I get it. I live in Florida, I'm sweaty, but chill. I gotta like play the Nepesta and like listen to like other songs or something to keep my brain occupied. Or I need ADHD meds, one or the other. Blood, oh man, I'll read that as soon as I'm dead. Or when I beat it this attempt. If I beat it this attempt, it's gonna be massive, dude. It's gonna be massive. Oh my god, I forgot to click. Bloodbath is a mandatory to beat. If you beat Tidal Wave but still didn't beat Bloodbath, then you're still a noob. True. Like if you haven't beaten Bloodbath, you can't really your skill can't be commented on. I don't care what you've done. You know what I mean? It's like getting your ID. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Never mind. That joke is about to not be okay. Oh man. Sometimes I just start speaking, and I don't think. Yes, it's gonna be massive like the low taper fade. The meme is still massive. It's crazy how massive it still is. Okay, wait, no. I have a safe variation of the joke. It's like getting your license. It don't matter how good of a driver you are if you don't got your license. It don't matter. That's what like being Bloodbath is like. die this quick, please. Yeah, exactly. It's because I was gonna literally beat Zodiac without ever even touching. Well, actually, no, I had played Bloodbath before, but I never like actually committed to beating it. That would have been funny because I was jumping from Deception Dive. Is Deception Dive harder than Bloodbath? I think it is, but I'm not sure. In my brain, it is. If you have more than 60 hertz, it is. Like, I feel like if I played Deception Dive right now, I wouldn't be able to do anything. But, like, Bloodbath. But, I mean, maybe it's because Bloodbath's gameplay is way more, like, straightforward. Dude, I'm dying at, like, every stupid thing you can die at. Like, I'm actually not even dying at anything that's, like, oh, that was a hard thing. Like, I'm just dying at shit. I guess that's what kind of happens when you don't practice that much. You just really, like, die at everything stupid to that. Maybe I should practice a little more, but I don't want to. But even with lag, I still got some progress on Tidal Wave. Oh, what did you do on Tidal Wave? I'm planning to beat Solar Flare, but I need to buy a PC. My laptop lags. Yeah, damn, that's atrocious. Yeah, what happened to me? I couldn't play this game for years because I had a PC, but I bought it because I didn't really know anything about PCs, so I bought it from a company that wasn't exactly like one of like the big ones you think of when you think of computer companies. And I wasn't gonna build my own because that's like, you could have had a baby try to build one and they probably would have made a better PC than me. Like, I don't trust myself to try to make something like that. So I was getting a pre-built, but I got it from a company that I didn't really know anything about, nor do many people know much about them. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know if I did something to the computer. I don't really believe I did. Actually, wait, I low-key might have, because I used the task manager too often and might have closed some stuff I shouldn't have closed. But long story short, my PC just got absolutely ruined at one point, and I don't know what happened to it. It just stopped working one day. And I sent it back to get it fixed. It came back and still, like, just wouldn't work really. And then after that, I think I low-key gave up. And had my friends sell the parts. And then I just basically like dropped GD because I was like, okay, whatever, like I'm not gonna play it on mobile, like I'm trying to get extremes now. And so I just kind of went back to playing like Xbox games that I play, like Dead by Daylight and, you know, Minecraft and Call of Duty and whatever. But then last summer when I got a job, I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna buy a computer, like a really good one. So that's what I did. I'm so annoyed. I die at everything that's like dumb. Like, why do I die at everything dumb? Okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this. What am I fucking dying at? I'm dying at thin air right now. You got 26? 23 to 33, 33 to 40, 40. Damn, that is pretty solid progress. I've done 88 to 100, I think, which was like really hard. 88 to 100 is so hard. I think it was 88 to 100 the run I did. Like the entire ending after the final wave. Yeah, that level is totally just something else, man. That level is a behemoth. Okay. I hate the pew. It's not necessary, bro. Damn. I love double clicking like really quickly for no like necessary like for no reason. Okay. I could beat it if I was playing on a potato. It would obviously take a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know Herx, the guy who's jumping from Theory of Everything 2 to Tidal Wave? I've been a believer since day one. But, well, I didn't know who he was since day one, but you know what I mean? I've been a believer for a while. Motherfucker say he's not gonna do it. He's got it in almost. He's got 43, I think, from 0, and he's got. I don't know. I think he's got it in like almost 4 runs. But I feel like he's definitely plateaued. Like I feel like it took him way too long to go from 40 to like getting a new best, because he got 40 several times, which makes sense. But he was also had 40 for like so many months. Like I feel like it was the last summer that I saw him when he got 40, when he finally did the first wave. You don't believe in him? Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's got so many attempts on that level and just has shown no signs of quitting. So like, yeah, it's probably gonna take a while, but I don't think he's stopping anytime soon. Like he even posted something saying that he was dropping it, but then he just kind of didn't. You know what I mean? I think he wanted he probably wanted the stress of people thinking he was gonna do it off of him, but like then pretty soon after realized, well, like no, I still actually want to do it. But he's probably taking it like maybe slightly less serious now, which is a good thing. I still think he's gonna do it someday. Like, what are you, dude? Like, I don't. It's making me so mad. Because what am I dying at? 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 Well, I'm at least happy to know that I can kind of do this part. I think you should drop it and play other stuff. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, but we live in a time of jump culture in GD. No one wants to jump. Which I get it. I mean, I feel like with how hard the hardest stuff is, there's such a long ladder now of like people saying, oh, well, you should beat this and this and this, that it feels quicker and easier. I mean, it is, in a way, if you do it properly, to like just jumping what you want to do. But at the same time, it doesn't really develop your skills much. You can beat that singular really hard level. Like, obviously that makes you a way better player and probably makes you resilient, like super resilient, which is potentially the best trait to have as a GD player. Like, not much is going to help you more than resilience and patience, but yeah, I don't know. That's why I realized, like, I got so bored and tired of trying to play Zodiac every day, and I wasn't making any progress because I wasn't good enough at the game to, like, practice. It's a long level too, so I wasn't good enough at the game where, like, within, you know, a short period of time I was playing from zero, and, like, I kind of get bored and lose motivation quickly, so it was getting to a point where by the time I was even playing from zero, I was so bored, and the beginning of Zodiac doesn't really help because it's so slow and long that, like, it got to a point where once the excitement wore off of, like, making progress, I was just so bored, and I was never making any progress anymore. So I was like, I'm just gonna beat a bunch of easier stuff. Okay. Man. What is on YouTube? I'm not watching that shit. Damn, really? That's too late? Or too early? Even learning languages is stressful. What, on your PC? Because it's like laggy. Dude, no, it's actually, it's like amazing how I'm managing the diet like this shit right now. I'm actually amazed at myself how I'm managing to diet every stupidest thing possible you can diet. This is just incredible. This is an incredible feat right here. I'm not dying at anything difficult. I'm dying at that. My friend's hardest is deadlocked and he could do that part. And that's what I'm dying at. Oh my god, I didn't land the edge of that block. That's funny. I wasn't even trying to do that. I just want to stretch my hand and rest. Okay. I want to at least get to the end. As I consider the end, well, I mean the end that I'm referring to, because I guess depending on the context, that answer changes. I want to get to, I want to pass break time. I mean, or at least get to break time, but I'd like to pass it. Get to that shift, you know what I mean? Because at that point, you're like looking at the end. I think I should drop it, play other stuff. Oh, not in general. It's laggy for GD, but it's not a bad PC. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Learning languages is stressful. I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's impossible. I kind of have just gotten comfortable with the fact that, like, with learning a language, you ain't gonna know shit for a long ass time, and you know what? That's okay. And I've also gotten so okay and comfortable with just knowing that I don't really know how to say things grammatically correct, but I know how to get my point across in very simple sentences. Like, I can say shit that, even though I'm gonna say it incorrectly, if I was speaking to somebody who speaks Spanish, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. And I think that's the best way to practice, is just being okay with the fact that, like, you know, well, not the best way to practice, but I think that's such a important part of learning a language, is just being so okay with the fact that you're gonna be horrible at it for a long time. And it's saying, you know what, whatever. My vocabulary is getting decent. And I'm starting to understand how to form, like, simple sentences. Like, I understand, you know, simple sentences, I get how they're formed, but I say incorrect shit or use the wrong words. I'm getting to a point now, though, where I know how to form the sentences, even if it sounds, like, super robotic, because that's kind of how you learn a language. But, like, I'm getting to a point where a lot of sentences that I want to say, I just don't know the words for them, which I think is a lot better of a thing to be confused about, or, like, not have the info on, not having the vocabulary, as opposed to not knowing how to form sentences properly, you know? Like, the latter is definitely the way more difficult, confusing thing. So I think it's a good thing that, and maybe I'm just straight up wrong. Maybe I'm not forming these sentences properly, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the time I'm just straight up not. Or there's a word that you're supposed to use that I just didn't use. Like, earlier or last night, I can't remember when it was, I was trying to remember how I say with you, and I was trying to say, like, con something, and then I realized it's contigo. But, like, I just, you know, be forgetting about that. In other words, I forgot about that, though. I can't even put in words how hungry I am. Yeah, it is contigo, but I just couldn't think of what it was. You're learning Spanish and Esperanto. Isn't that like the one language that's meant to be, like, really easy or something, or, like, really like whatever it's called? You're Portuguese, nice. My best friend, he's got his dad, like, married into a Portuguese family. Like, his wife is Portuguese, so, you know, he moved out because he's an adult now and everything, but he was around that for a while. But yeah, I want to learn Spanish. I mean, I think particularly because I live in Florida, and this is not a state where it's just, like, 100% English. You know what I mean? Like, when I was working in like, fast food, it was every single day that had Spanish customers, you know what I mean? So it's just a great skill to have, especially where I am. I've always been super fascinated by languages and have wanted to learn, like, a lot, but it's just such a time commitment, and I've always had really bad motivation issues too, so, you know, I haven't really committed to it, but I think now I have a good chance of sticking with it, because I've never made it this far before. is the world's most widely spoken, constructed international language, 1887 to be a universal language for global communication. It features a simple, regular grammar, with few exceptions, making it quick, easy to learn. Vocabulary is drawn from common European languages, and the language aims to promote understanding. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, I couldn't find the best words to describe it because I wasn't 100% sure of like the exact context, but I knew it was something along the lines of meant to be easier, you know, and widely communicated. So yeah, it's a good language to learn. Is it? I don't know how commonly it's used. Is it like a very commonly used language? Because, you know, I hadn't heard about it until not that long ago. It was like the first time I've ever even heard of the language. I feel like people just don't be caring enough to like want to do it. You know what I mean? To like want to learn a language. I wonder if like actually let me lock in. Okay. I wonder if like all the world leaders came together and were like, yo, listen, we gotta make it where everyone speaks the same language, you know what I'm saying? Not that that would ever happen, right? But like hypothetically, I wonder what language would be like chosen as the most reasonable one for everyone to speak. I mean, it's between the idea of whatever one is the most spoken, which I believe it's Mandarin. If I remember correctly. But also I feel like if it like Mandarin, I don't believe is spread out like in the way that like, for example, English is. Like, I feel like a lot of places the language that they're learning in school is English. So I feel like even though Mandarin is spoken by more people number-wise, like English spans way more area consistently. So I don't know. I wonder what they would pick. I mean, it would probably be between the two, but. Also, I feel like the ease of it would like matter. Like whatever the easiest language for people to learn would be. Because like even if it like, for example, like say hypothetically Arabic was super widely spoken. Arabic is like a pretty unique language, has its like own alphabet. You know, it's different from a lot of languages, very different. Whereas certain things, like certain languages, they're very similar. So even if it was like widely spoken, like would it be ideal because of how difficult it would be in comparison to like say a language that maybe not everyone spoke but was, you know, recognized as relatively learnable. I guess every language is kind of learnable, but yeah. And most people just don't be having the brain. Like that's the thing, is when you're young, your brain is just like a sponge. Like, and then neuroplasticity hits you, and you're just, you know. I bet old people like. I feel like a good percentage of old people couldn't even learn language if they tried, just because of like the way their brains work. You know what I mean? I'm probably wrong, but it's just kind of funny to think about. Like that's why I would have been a sub already if I was like 4 years younger, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of getting old now, so the neuroplasticity's hitting me, and I can't be stuff like I used to. I'm not my glory days anymore. If I was 16 right now, this level would have been, I would have been Zodiac in like a month. How old is Zoink? Is he 17? I think Zoink is 17. I think he just turned 17 like a month or two ago. Dude, since I'm so rusty, I was so nervous. I have not been that nervous playing like GD. I don't know, bro. That was like a different level of nervous right there. My heart has not. I haven't adapted right now. Like my God, like my heart was beating so fast. You have a really high IQ, so I have very logical thinking and learn things easy. But damn, face yourself, why don't you? No, that makes sense. I have a really hard time learning things, honestly. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you were nervous? Something, maybe there's a good reason for this, there probably is, and I haven't thought of it. But, I find it kind of dumb and, like, overly difficult that countries and languages are called different things in different languages. Like, I feel like out of everything that should be called the same thing in every language, it should be countries and what's it called? And languages. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like those are things that should, like, that should trump languages' existences. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I should do, actually? Also, how did I die that? That was like the dumbest thing ever to die to, but I mean, I guess I had to stay on trend, you know? I wonder if I would have died on the final ship. Honestly, with how nervous I was, very likely. Like, that cube is so easy, especially compared to this robot and the ship. Like, the ship I'm just so bad at. Greek is, I'm gonna pronounce that so wrong. Yeah, German is, yeah, like, that's the thing. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, it just doesn't, I think German and Spanish is Alemán. And German is Alemania. But yeah, no, it's just like, I don't know. That just seems so unnecessary. Like, it makes sense, I guess, because of how languages are developed and everything. But still, I don't know, I hate it. It just doesn't make sense to me. My brain can't, like, but the thing is, when I think about it, I can't really think of anything that, like, supersedes, that's probably not the word I'm trying to use, but you know what I'm trying to say. I can't really think of anything that, like, is greater than languages, like, you know, but I just feel like if there were to exist those things, it would be languages and, like, language names and country names. I'm, like, still nervous, by the way. I need to breathe. English in Esperanto is la angla. Portuguese is alemeo. I probably pronounced all of those wrong, but that's okay. I'm white. Pronunciation isn't in my wheelhouse. I have a friend who speaks several languages. She speaks English, just because she learned it. Her first language is Swedish, and she speaks Arabic because her parents are Arabic, and, like, you know, and ethnicity. And she says she speaks Spanish, but I don't think she speaks a lot of Spanish, but I don't have a good gauge of how much she speaks, because she, like, definitely knows more than me, and has a better, like, more precise understanding of things. But it's not like her grammar is insane. Like, if I ask her, like, how to say, like, not even kind of specific word, but just like just like a household item or something, like, there's a good chance you probably won't know how to say it. But still, 3.5 languages, or like 3 1/4. It's a lot more than I have. Like, my brain can't comprehend that. And she'll always have me read stuff in Swedish because I think it's funny, and like some of the words are just funny. Came across the word Orin killer. Obviously, it's not pronounced like that. It just made me think of Randy Orton, and it's really funny. Orin killer. And it's not even spelt like far off of Orin killer. Like it's like Ortenkilar or something like that. There's no way I died of that again. That's insane. That is so insane. It's the same. That was the same exact spike in the same exact way. Like bar for bar, I just died in the exact. I died in the same frame. You pronounced it so incorrectly. Yeah, you know that's okay. I'm never gonna pronounce anything that's not in English correctly, except for maybe Spanish. You speak 4 fluently. Damn. What languages? English clearly. What? I mean, you said you were learning. Oh, I mean, obviously, Portuguese, English, Portuguese. Yeah, wait, hold up. Let me run that back. Because what was that? And the thing is, I won't do it here. Watch this. How did I do that? I literally can't do it right here. Okay, I can. Never again. Never again. I flew twice. Portuguese, English, German, Swiss German. Swiss German is not an official language, but both German and Swiss people agree that it should. Oh, okay. Are they do they like share like a lot of stuff, but it's different enough to where it's like a whole like other thing. I'm just so gonna die at the last ship out of nerves too, and it's literally I might never get madder in my life than the mad I'm about to be when it happens. I can't be trying to read chat mid-time. What am I doing? if Swiss German isn't a language, then Norwegian is a dialect of Swedish. Yeah, is it that type of thing? Yeah, you know, sometimes the rules just don't make sense. Damn, I don't know if I've ever gotten less viewers on TikTok. Maybe GD doesn't do well on TikTok. It's funny because this stream has done way better on Twitch and YouTube than it normally does. But on TikTok it's done way worse. I wonder if it's because of the game I'm playing. I mean, that's like the only factor besides like maybe the time, but not really. I stream at this time a lot. But if I'm streaming Dead by Daylight or even Minecraft, I'll have a good amount of people come in the chat, but nobody shows up on either Twitch or YouTube. But here we are. I've had a couple of chatters in my YouTube chat and a couple of chatters in my Twitch chat. Nothing on, well, no, I had a guy in here for a little bit on TikTok, but you know, it's still way lower than normal. Not that I really mind much. I don't know if I'm motivated. Like, I would have to, honestly, I'm content with the fact that like I would have to be handed fame to ever get it at this point, because like the way I am, at least as things currently stand, I just don't have the motivation to like learn how to make YouTube videos that are well edited and become a more entertaining streamer. Like, I just don't have the mental energy ever to do anything. I don't stream consistently enough. I'm not really exceptional at anything. Like, I think the best thing I got going for me is I'm pretty funny, but I'm so, like, streaming just, I don't know why, but my personality shows way less. Like, I feel like when I'm streaming, I'm such a devoid version of myself. I don't know why, but, like, I gotta start clip farming or something, you know? That's the thing, I probably don't even have the motivation to, like, clip farm and then post them. Like, I just can't. I don't know. Plus, I refuse to be fake. Maybe I should be, but being fake is one of the biggest things that helps in content creation. Like, making misleading hooks at the beginning to keep people watching, clickbait, interaction bait, farming, all of that shit, which is just stuff that, like, I can't do. My brain just doesn't like it. I would cringe at myself. Like, I could have so much money, but if I was doing shit like that, I would be cringing at myself every night for, like, just being fake as fuck. Like, I mean, I feel like it doesn't matter what. You have to be super over-exaggerated and animated to, like, make it as a content creator. Which, I mean, that makes perfect sense, right? It's entertainment. But, like, you don't really see too many content creators who are just, like, normal, like, acting like real people. Like, Speed, for example, is, like, obviously, I mean, I don't need to comment on that. Kai Cenat, obviously, is so, like, over the top about everything. Who are some other really big streamers right now? Actually, no, XQC, but I feel like he's just dumb. I don't want to say that. I don't know what it is about XQC. He's just so unintentionally funny because of, like, the way his brain works that, you know. But also wasn't he an esports player, so he kind of had a good, like, lift off, you know. I don't know if he was a content creator or an esports player first. I'm pretty sure he was an esports player. Like, the only reason I used to do content for kids in GD and GOR, I don't know what that is, 400K views, a video, but they were just demanding more videos. Yeah, that's the thing too, is it's also a difficult thing where, like, I've never heard a person who is successful say that, like, fans aren't overly demanding and kind of inconsiderate and rude about it. Like, there's some people who, if you make, like, a well-made video on why, like, your things are the way they are, I'll see, like, a lot of consideration then, but for the most part, people are just so inconsiderate. Like, unless you are explicitly told by a video to be considerate, nobody's considerate, you know? Like, it takes an I'm stressed like I need a break, blah 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 video for people to stop harassing you to like make content and stuff, you know. And I mean, people are still gonna harass you, but they're just gonna be sorry for like a week. Not even sorry, but they'll just pretend online that they are. I don't know. Content creators become like the product very quickly, and people can't, especially with how social media is, like people can't in their brains separate human from content being. I'll finish this thought in a second. Like you kind of become a product of what you create, because with how much of a gap there is between the lives that like famous and rich people have, and normal people, as in, well actually that saying normal people just actually went so against the point that I'm trying to make, and people who are, you know, average income, you know, middle class, people who, you know, just whatever, go to school, go to college, get a job, have 2.5 kids and die. Like the gap is so big that people who are middle class or lower class or whatever, they can't even picture like super successful people as humans. So that they just don't. They don't even try to like think about how they feel or, you know, treat them like with, you know, actual like care about how they feel. So, yeah. But on top of that, once again, it's not even just the way they consume the content. Like it's all about being exaggerated and animated and, you know, entertaining and not like real. Which, you know, that's just kind of how it is. There is definitely content out there and a lot of people who are famous off of just being themselves. But I feel like a lot of time you see that, it's because they're entertaining without trying, and that comes from like being like just really funny people, or what else? Like, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but still. I'd rather sell feet pics than do children's video. True, dude. I hate that that's even an option, low-key. Like, I'm not the type of person to shit on anyone for what they do. But I also do think that, like, the fact that there's this looming option, that obviously it's not going to work all the time, but, like, there's this much lower effort thing you can do, and there's a chance that you're going to make a shit ton of money doing it. I think it contributes to not good things. And I'll keep my opinions on, like, the actual substance of what it is, to myself, because it doesn't really matter. But the fact that like there's this, well, you could do this thing that just is really easy and makes a lot more money, you know, I think it makes a lot of poor character traits, in the sense of like lack of, you know, desire to actually contribute to meaningful things. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of how I see it from where I sit currently. Like, I think if you turn 18 and just start doing stuff like that instantly, you don't really ever learn work ethic or anything like that. And maybe you make a fine living, you know, and doing stuff that's like, you know, maybe you do good stuff, but I just feel like they're not really doing anything for anyone. I mean, I'd sell feet pics for money all day. It's only my feet. You know, true. You know, maybe that's the method. Maybe I gotta start selling feet pics. I wonder what percentage of people, like, if you could ask, like, do like a worldwide survey of all adults, and you could get like the age demographics and like the what country they're from. If you had a survey where like you could tell them, all right, you have to do like OnlyFans or whatever, and your identity would be completely hidden, as in like their face won't be shown or whatever, like they'll never be identified, and they make a shit ton of money, would they do it? And not even because I have a particular standpoint on like what I think that would mean as society, but it would just be an interesting thing to like think about or see. Because honestly, that's a pretty, like, to a decent extent, that's kind of the reality. You know, a lot of people can do that shit, and they do. you know, they live their lives and they make anonymous, you know, goon content and people consume it, and you know, I wonder if these people have like part-time jobs that they just like pretend they're full-time so that they don't, so if anyone asks questions they have like, well, you know, this is where I get my money from. Only people who have to know is, you know, IRS. Okay, I'm not even locked in anymore. Do I need a break? Maybe I need like a break. I don't know what to do. That's the thing. GD is a game, in my opinion, where you'll do way better. Well, actually, no, just general like muscle memory. You'll do way better if you take breaks. Like, play in short pieces that you know, what's it called? Put together. But, what's it called? I feel like the more breaks you take, Loki, the better. Oh, Travis Kelce proposed? Cool. I'm just staring at Twitter. Gobblegums will carry forward. I honestly don't care because I'm not going to be playing BO7 most likely. My posture has to be so cooked right now, and I couldn't care less. I'd rather be an OnlyFans model for feet than work. Like, I mean, yeah, it's honestly, to be fair, most people would, and I guess it's not particularly a bad thing. I just think it's sad that that's like an option. I don't really think it's sad that people take the option. I just think it kind of sucks for society's sake that it is. I want to watch Dexter, but I don't have the motivation. I love that Eric Wilderman is a meta follower. Like, I don't know, it's something. This is like a bad trait maybe of mine, but one of my biggest pet peeves. This is like so specific, but I hate people who don't care about the meta and things, but want to do good in something. Even if they do good in it, I'm still annoyed to this day that Brandon Larkin plays in a controller. Like, it's kind of tough, but at the same time, like, dog. Well, okay, actually no, it's not the actual thing. It's more of like, whenever I hear their explanation why, it's like, oh, because, like, a lot of time their explanation is because I'm just more comfortable. Yeah, no shit, you played on it forever. Like, transitioning takes time. But that's like somebody playing on, like, I don't know if you play Fortnite, but like, that's like somebody playing on Combat Pro and saying, well, I'm more comfortable on Combat Pro. So, dog, you would be so much better if you played on fucking Builder Pro, but you just don't care to, like, actually learn what's most efficient. In 99% of cases, going with what is the meta is going to benefit you. I've always been such a meta chaser. Like, I will use whatever, you know, the best stuff is. But I don't know, my brain always considered Eric Van Wilderman the type of person, just because he's older, to, like, not really care about the meta. But he does, dude. He's playing on a SEO device and everything. Like, you know, he switched from controller to mouse, and then eventually got a SEO device. Like, I respect that. I remember when I first started playing on SEO. Well, actually, no. The thing is, it was actually great for adjustment. When I was playing GD before my computer broke, like, 3 years ago, I was playing on mouse. and I tried to switch to key, like to top key, because that was like right when it was becoming low key meta. And then I quit. Well, no, I didn't quit. Sorry, my PC broke, so I didn't really have the time to like pursue that. So as soon as I started playing GD again, like when I got my PC this year, I was like, I'm not even gonna try to like play on mouse first. I'm just straight up gonna go arrow key. And it's funny because I was playing Zodiac on what's it called? On an arrow key, on like just not that good of like it's like a decent like mid tier like keyboard. Like it's not like a great keyboard. And the difference I noticed when I started playing on like on Sao, like I couldn't do a single like half decent run on this up key. It's just so bad. I don't know how I was doing it, but I did like crazy runs on it. Like I low-key did like, I don't know. Just for like safety's sake, somebody who I've never really talked to besides somebody who's been in chat, I wouldn't feel super comfortable with having them in a call that can be heard on stream just for reasons of like saying crazy shit. You know what I mean? But if you want to add my Discord or something, I'd love to talk sometime. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but it would be weird that I'm talking to myself, like talking to the voices in my head, Cause I've done that before. It just sounds weird. Not that anyone's really watching, but I don't know. I tend to be particular. But yeah, if you want to add my Discord, I'd be down to talk sometime. 100%. Probably gonna end soon anyway. I'm not really making. I mean, if I continued playing, I would probably beat it. Especially with the fact that I got to the end twice and just threw. And my consistency at like the middle of the level is insane. Like I feel like I suck from 0 to like 30 or so. But then literally like from there to basically the end, I'm so locked in. With my Discord, I believe it's the same as my, well actually I don't know what my Twitch username is. It should be crow underscore ONG. Can I beat this right now, please? Why am I dying at that now? Yeah, it should be that. Like I swear, almost every single time I get to like the middle section, I get to the end. But then I just die at that shit like all the time. Yeah, you did add me. You got the right person. Awesome. I want to keep playing until I beat it. I have been streaming for about 2 hours though, so that's about how long I think streaming GD is a good idea. but I feel like you're not really making too much progress. I mean, it depends. If you're like on the cusp of beating something, low-key. So I guess streaming long might be the call. This thing, how long you stream, or how long you should stream, I should say, heavily depends on like how far into the learning process you are. Like if you're like quick stream, like you know, like an hour and a half streams, as long as you're doing them like consistently, like at least every other day, at very least every other day. That's gonna do way more than for you than like streaming like for like 4 hours, every couple days or whatever. Consistency matters way more than time spent in this game, in my opinion. Like I bet if you took like the same player of like 2 players of equal skill, and had one of them play like 4 hours every couple days versus one person who played like 1 hour every day, the 1 hour person would like beat that shit way quicker. Maybe with like some slight adjustments to like make it the most obvious that you know. But yeah, I mean, do you know how to beat hard doubles way faster? Why do you have the method? What's the method? It's to lock in. That's what it is. Wait, it's low-key just no-clip it. That might be the method. Just don't die. Oh my, dude. How the fuck did I not think about that? What have I been doing this whole time? You're right, bro. Let me just not die this attempt. 1 minute. I'm gonna lock in so I just don't die this attempt. Let's see if it works. Because I feel like that might be the strat. Dude, damn. That would have been so funny. Hello, meme shave fart. What a name. That's a beautiful name. I love it. I couldn't just not die, I guess. I couldn't resist it. I just love dying so much in this game. This cube has no business being like this. Maybe I'm just trash, but I died it like a lot. For a cube that looks pretty easy. There's no way I died at that. There's a new best GD player in GD named 1, X9, X8, X7, X6, XC. Dude, that guy's a goat. You need the mentality of, if I die this attempt, my mom dies. That might be it. I'm gonna do that this time. Okay. Well. You had a good life, Mom. You hate your mom. Yeah. He got legit footage of him beating Tidal Wave on a phone. That's kind of crazy if that's true, but I don't believe that without proof. It really is crazy how consistent I am from, like, I don't know, as soon as I pass, like, I don't even know what part it is, but once I'm at like 40-ish%, I like low-key beat the level. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. New hardest after, I don't know, 4.5 months maybe. Finally. Thank you. These nuts. I have it on stream, so I have the recording. So, nice. Alright. I'm glad I did it. New hardest out of the way. I gotta count my attempts up and everything, but I'll do that later. Yeah. That felt good. Alright, I'm gonna end stream now. Because I beat it. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys for coming in. That guy's insane to beat Tidal Wave on a phone. You gotta check it out. I honestly don't believe that, because if that happened, it would probably be very heavily documented. But if it is true, sorry for not believing you. Yeah, I saw that you added me, so I'll add you back. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, and thank you anyone who watched. Yeah, I'll be back sometime soon. Maybe starting a Thanatos, I think I'm doing next. But yeah, later.